these streams, I'm sorry, yeah, doing all these streams was to catalog my performance with this particular strategy that I've defined and that I cover pretty much at the beginning of each stream. And, uh, and so the goal is to do 200 of these trades and then see the kind of performance of that strategy and also the performance of myself. So performance of myself is pretty much, am I following the rules or not? So I completed 203. And so did a little bit of analysis, and I think the results were really interesting. So first I'm going to go through those results, and then next we'll do kind of the normal flow, which is just look at today's charts and everything like that. So I'm going to share my screen. So this is the log that I used. These are kind of the factors that I'm capturing. These are all pretty mechanical, and then the only thing that is not mechanical are these here, notes and pictures. And the pictures are things like they're actually, you know, how the fuck do I see this again? Let's how I do that. How do I view it outside of the thing? I'm not really sure, but do it this way. Change it to be oversells. There we go. Boom. All right. So this is showing like the trades I took. This one was, let's see, that one was a fail. That was a loss. And so in the, looks like I was trying to go long. Yeah, long. This is my take profit, and this is my loss here. So anyway, I have notes for each kind of trade, and importantly, kind of like, you know, results, stop size, everything like that, and then the type of trade that I took. So like it should be something that matches up with one of the three in my strategy. But there's some cases where I broke out of that. So here I'm trading flag formations. Another one is that I've used is like a trending, like following the trend, which you can already see, bad result. I'm a dumbass. I really have to stop now, etc. The worst of all is when I don't even have anything listed here, which means like I'm just going off my emotion. So my results at the end of this is here, and this is, I think this is pretty interesting. So this little table here I pulled off into a doc, and it's linked. So they are always the same. I can update this with live data, and we got some pretty interesting results. So actually, before I go into this, I'm going to cover kind of the mistakes I've been making the most. So the number one is I'm continuing trading even after 3 losses. So that's one of my big rules is, it's in red, if I have 3 consecutive losses in a day, stop trading. And I did that on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different days. I'm not sure how many trading days I have in here, but 7 is a pretty significant percentage of that. Another one is scaling into positions, so adding to the position as price moves, which is not part of the algorithm, and then scaling out of positions. So that is also not defined in my algorithm, but I'm doing it in quite a few places. Here, I was able to find the rows where I have scaled out, because they'll have, you know, kind of the same entry point and then multiple exit points. And actually, interestingly, I think these are all losses for these sections. So you can see like the rows 62 through 65, 62, 65. So, you know, going short on the 1 minute chart, these are all within, you know, minutes of each other. So they are all the same trade. That is a loss. Same thing for 142 to 146. Here's 142 to 146. Oh, these are all profited, but still, it was the same thing. It was like a long that gets scaled out of based off this flag formation. And then the really bad one was 152 to 162, which is loss, 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 loss. Exits from the same trade. So then the fourth mistake I was making is not following the entry rules in various ways. The biggest thing is using support and resistance lines from short time frames, like anything less than an hour candle time frames. I did this on 98 out of 200 trades, which is fucking really bad. It's basically, I was looking at going through my stats and seeing what's my key market level, KML's key market level. What is my key market level time frame? And especially in the beginning, there was a ton. I stopped this after trade 118, which is row 121. So this is my last time I did that. But that took a long time to figure out. Next, chasing. So that's like, I see a setup right when I log in, and then I try to get within market order instead of a limit or conditional stop entry. The one is trading on hectic days. This is more like I need to get better at identifying them, not necessarily that I'm like noticing that it's hectic and then continuing. That's generally not what's happening. Generally, I'm not realizing it's hectic. There we go. Manually exiting too many trades. This is something that I did really bad at the beginning. So you can see here, this is my manual exit trade column. There's a lot of them here, and then did a fairly good job. So when I started doing the video recordings, which really helped a lot, that was the last 170 to 205, so 35. The last 35 trades, I only had 4 manual exits, which is still around 10%, which is still more than I would like, but whatever. And then I think I'm just not recording the ATR correctly. So like, my rule is if it's over 70% ATR, then don't do it, but don't take the trade. But like in this case, we were 75% ATR long, up, and I was going short. So I believe this is a correct trade to take, but I'm not sure if I recorded it correctly. It's okay. So those are all the mistakes. For mitigations, I've been making these videos, which has really helped a ton. But what was more interesting was these clues to profitability. So this is okay. So this is a false break trade. This is false break trade is here. So it's like, there's some support, in this case, resistance line. It goes above it and then gets rejected. Same here. And so what I want to do is, like, in this case, if it goes above resistance, I place a stop conditional order, however you want to call it. So going short directly under that resistance. So if it goes back below, then we go short. This one was offerable. However, I didn't take very many of them. I think that's probably a mistake, is that like these happen a lot and I'm not looking out for them very much. So even though, I only had 6 out of 14 as profitable, they were, high risk ratios. And so this is net profitable trades. Next one is TB, which is short for true break. As a reminder, true break is breaking out of a strong daily key level. So here's like a kind of a wedge true break. These need to be daily levels only, because we were looking for a big kind of jump right after it breaks through the level. So it needs to be on daily levels. It can't be on an hour or a 4 hour. Here's another example, and we're setting a conditional market order to enter as soon as it breaks through, either above resistance or below support level. This one is marked as not profitable, but I think, especially in the beginning, I did a lot of these trades on not daily levels, on like 1 minute and 5 minute or 1 hour and 4 hour levels, which is not part of my strategy. So far, I'm happy to see that, basically, that things, when my emotions took over and I thought this was a good level to take, it really wasn't. Next is bounce. This is my most profitable strategy, which I'm really happy to see. So let's go look at what the bounce is. This is limit orders above a key level for support and below a key level for resistance. And there we go. Okay. So it should be a strong limit player or a strong daily level. Basically, I'm not really sure I can identify limit players very well, but so it really should just be daily levels. I actually was really surprised that I was profitable for this because it's like emotionally, basically, I think I value the negative trades just basically the same as positive trades, if that makes sense. So even though my positive trades, on all of these is at least 3 times more profitable than, or 3 times the magnitude of a negative trade because I'm using a 3-to-1 risk ratio. Emotionally, your body doesn't, your amygdala doesn't naturally think like that. It doesn't naturally think, oh, I feel 3 times better about this win than the loss. It just thinks like red, bad, green, good. Bounce trades have the highest risk ratio. Risk reward ratio, you can do 1 to 10 or 1 to 20 even. And so it's like if your amygdala is taking over, you're going to feel really bad because you're going to have a lot more losses than wins. There's 18 more losses than wins for this strategy. But it is more profitable because you're able to take this higher risk reward ratio. So I was really happy to see this. I'm going to kind of go quickly through these next 4 because they're all kind of the same story. They're all unprofitable, and they are all trades that are not within my algorithm. The worst of all of them is the unmarked ones. These are the blank types of trades. Like here, if I'm doing this, I'm just going off pure emotion, right? I'm trading the 1 minute chart with a 1 minute key market level. I'm going off pure emotion. This is the worst kind of trade because I couldn't even lie to myself to put up a type of trade here. Like I know I'm just going off pure emotion, and so it's great to see that is the least profitable one. So what this table is showing me is that this algorithm really is profitable, and the only thing standing in the way of kind of my profits, or at least break even, is my emotional decision making. So if you imagine you took on all these trades, removed all these, and we'd have just kind of these 3, which are the only 3 I should be trading. The net profit for them would be around $6, right? Like 20 between false break and bounce, and then true break is negative 15. So whatever, $5. I bet this true break could be improved because at the beginning I was just doing so many based off of non-daily key market levels. And so like this has the inkling of a profitable strategy. I'm really pumped about this. So I wrote a little bit more to myself for some introspection, but this is really exciting. So so that's good. Next up is going to, hopefully I don't lose you on this stream right now. Next up is going to be just the normal flow of looking at charts, marking the levels, and seeing if there's any trades available. And actually I need to include the trade that I've got a loss on. Okay. Just a second while I pull this up. I need to make sure I'm on the right account. Okay, I am. Sweet. Back to sharing my screen. Okay, so the last trade that I took, let me check this out. So this was a loss. It was a gigantic $65 trade. I'm going to mark it on here just so I don't forget. It was off the 4 hour. Yeah. And what I was looking for is a false break here. So I entered like here, I think 1940. What? There you go, here, right here. And it's going for 3-to-1. I think I stopped it for about here. The 23,820. Yep. So I think it was based off of this high. Yep, that's 23,820. And then the take profit was, let's see if I still have this up in my, I do, 23,820, 23112, 20988. So there's a little tool that I use to help calculate my position sizes and everything. So I'm going to update this to be those exact numbers. So let's see, the entry price was 23112. Take profit is 20988. And then stop is 23820. Okay, also this is negative. Unprofitable, went for a false break here. And we were kind of like nicely in this channel, and I just felt like it would come back down. I actually don't think I would change anything about this trade. You could argue that on the 4-hour I'm trending up, but on the daily I'm clearly trending down. And the daily takes precedence. And so overall, I think this is a good trade. And I just, the view had a breakout, which was surprising. I think it'll be a relief rally. You can imagine like it kind of looks like this one, except this is trending down, but you can imagine like here we're like, oh, it's over now. Imagine we're kind of in the same little area. Like we've been down. Oh, here's a breakout, and then we just come right back down. The only difference is you notice that the slope of this is still flat. The slope of this channel is flat to low, whereas the slope of this channel is upward. So this low is higher than this low. This low is pretty much higher than this low. This high is higher than this high. This high is higher than this high. So from 18th of January till 18th of June till now, we've been trending up. Anyway, let's go do the kind of normal flow, which is to mark the daily 4-hour and 1-hour. I did this yesterday. I don't think there's anything on 4-hour or daily. There's not. On 1-hour, we do have this kind of interesting channel here, and so I want to mark that using different colors for each time. Right. So here's one level, and then I'm going to mark this as our next part of the channel. This is really steep, but this actually feels more like it. Yeah, it's too steep. I don't like this. This is too. That channel is too it's not a good channel. It's just too hectic right here. So I'm actually not going to draw any new levels, and I actually don't see any new trades here. If we come back below here, actually it may be worth hitting a false break trade here again, except that the high is at this point. So let's look at this. The high is 24269. If I put an entry here at 23203, what would that look like? So stop is 24269, and the entry is right here, 23216. It was a take profit of 20057. Yeah, this is too low, right? It's too low in this channel. We would like the take profit to be up in this area. So there's no trades to be done here. That's it.